Hi, everybody.
Hey. What's up?
How are you? You know, I have something to say. Okay. So on our way...
God, I sure hope so, because we got 20 minutes worth of driving.
Okay, full disclosure, we grabbed a Diet Coke on our way here.
As we often do. As is our way.
But also, the French fries were
They were really good.
They're really good. So, I have a little bit of salt kind of on my lips.
You're salty.
I'm salty. Anyway,
Welcome to Clermont, everyone.
Welcome to Clermont. Okay, so we are going to go do an update on Hartwood Landing, which is a Dreamfinders community right here, by the way. It is right here at the intersection of Marsh Road and Hancock. We've driven by this many times. We actually pulled in that church parking lot one day and talked about it when it was
And there was nothing.
And there was nothing.
And now there's something.
So, yeah, we wanted to just kind of give you an update, as well as just kind of on the community in general. So the community itself is already sold out, believe it or not. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's not unbelievable.
Can you get in this way? The entrance is over there.
It is. It's over there.
That's right.
Okay.
Go down there. Let's see what happens here.
But yeah, so now that the roads are paved. So the community is sold out. You can see that the homes have started under construction.
Yep.
But it's a really nice community. It's another Dreamfinders community. It's obviously got their beautiful floor plans. Anna Maria's, Avalon's, one of my favorites there as well. I think. Can we turn in here?
I think you can.
Turn in. Yes. Okay.
Score.
Okay. So anyway, so we just wanted to kind of, just wanted to kind of pop in and kind of show you kind of what it looks like.
Different.
And
then we're going to go to Ridgeview, by the way.
We are.
It's a twofer.
Oh, it's a twofer. So anyway, so this is, just kind of an update, you know.
This street is called Seagirt Way. Seagirt. Like Seagirt. That's not like I'm sure there's someone named, Ramses Seagirt that was like a hero of Lionsgate Avenue is solid. Seagirt
that's good.
is not the most
By the way,
inspiring.
I would like to point this out. There are video cameras watching. So for those people, and part of the reason that they have to do that is...
a lot of the reasons, because that right there.
Right. The lumber, which is like gold. That looks like wood, but it is gold. The other things are these dumpsters. People use dumpsters at construction sites to dump their own trash.
Terrible people.
But there's been, supply issues, because of supply issues, which we've mentioned many, 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 many times. That means that there are some very unscrupulous, is that right?
Yes.
Unscrupulous people who actually steal building materials. By the way, take a look at that. That's a little bit ominous.
That's cool. So so they put the plywood on the roof, so they built a little mini scaffold kind of thing.
I've never seen that.
Because they're awesome, by the way. That's what that is. Is that they're like, hey, we got to do this. So they brought in the big lift, and they lifted that way up there and set it there. So now they can do the plywood, which they'll do in very quickly. Not because they're look over there, all the trees ready for the community.
Yeah, that's cool too.
That's cool. So. And by the way, they're not people are like, they put these houses up so fast, and if you've watched any of these Sunday drives, you know that we are big admirers of the tradesmen in there having their lunch.
Yes, they should. It's lunchtime, by the way. And the beautiful exterior. Look at that one. Lovely.
Pretty. But we're big fans of tradesmen, tradeswomen. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The trade worker, trades.
Yes.
The trades, as we call them, when we're cool and hip. And so, people say, well, they put those up so fast. Yeah, because they know how to do it.
Right.
See, that's about efficiency. That's about move the stuff up and they can just go boom, boom, boom.
Not their first rodeo. This is what they do for a living. So, we underestimate, and I think in many cases undervalue their expertise, their artistic ability, their work ethic, to be honest.
Totally.
They are here super early. And there's a car over here, so I was kind of waiting.
I wonder why, this guy's like, what? Why are you standing there? What are you doing?
There's that guy there, so I was just trying to get out of his way.
Okay.
Because I was trying to do the thing where we do the thing.
You did the thing, yeah, I like it. So what do you think about this one up here? With this color, I like this color blue. Gray, whatever.
Oh, that's pretty.
Stone. Yeah, nice.
Yep. So this is what it looks like when they deliver your trusses. Look at that.
Yep.
That is exciting. Somebody they have hit a milestone.
Yes, they have.
It's it sounds crazy, but literally this is so exciting when things get delivered.
Directly in front of us. Is that an Anna Maria with a bonus in front of us? Or is that something else?
I think that's that. Probably.
It's hard when they're not.
Yeah, that's the Anna Maria with the bonus, I believe.
Yeah. Ravens Cay Drive. Now that's solid.
That's
solid.
Nice.
And Renly Lane.
I like Renly.
Renly's fine. Renly, of course, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, Renly didn't work out very well for Renly in the end. But
okay,
some interesting name choices for this community.
Interesting. Okay.
But as you can see, there's still availability here, right? Yes. No. No. Done.
Beginning of the video, I said they're sold out.
I wasn't listening.
Well, now keep in mind.
First of all, I do listen. I'm along for the ride, and I enjoy these too. But as we've established over many years, I have lots of things going on in my head.
I know.
And should I share what's in my head right now?
No, you should let me finish telling you about this, and then you can go.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say that. No.
She noped it.
She noped it. I noped it. So part of the reason that you can see a community like that, where it's like those houses are now under construction, you're like, how in the world could that be sold out? Well, the reason is just like with Lakeside at Hamlin in the Horizon West area in Winter Garden. Same thing with this community, Hartwood Landing. They were pre-selling before the land was even ready for them to build anything. They were like pre-infrastructure. Like they were selling things before they were anywhere remotely near the time to start construction.
Right.
So they've been selling that for a long time.
When we did our last video, they were selling.
Yeah.
And it was flat earth nothing. They just sewers.
But they've been sold out for a while. Now that doesn't mean that something isn't going to come back on the market. You know,
and candidly, it might there, right?
Yes, it could. If any of the escalatories get put into play, that could potentially, have, because that was the builder that was doing the escalatories.
Yes.
So if that ends up being something for someone, then yes, they could come back. But go ahead.
Just real quick, explain that, because if somebody didn't see the last video, when you say there was an escalatory, what does that mean?
So because. All right, so going back to when the world turned upside down, when the pandemic happened and all the builders were trying to figure out what in the world they were going to do, how they were going to adapt their business model, many of the builders were like, well, we're, waiting lists, we're trickling out 4 home sites, all of these, the obstacle courses to get in. So Dreamfinders took the opposite approach, which I appreciated, although it came with its own challenges. And their approach was, okay, you know what, we're going to go ahead and let people have that peace of mind that they can contract on something. With full disclosure, we're letting you contract way early. We're letting you contract way early. But in the course of that, they had to protect themselves as a company as well. Excuse me. So they added an escalatory type of an addendum into their new construction contract. That is not automatically in every contract, by the way. That was an addendum that they added because, again, they're like, we're going to let you contract now. We're going to tell you what the price is now. But what we cannot tell you is by the time we actually get to build your home, where the world is going to be and what the prices are going to be for the materials. So if there is a significant change, and there has been, then they had the right to have that escalatory come into play, where they can ultimately come back and say, now that your home, now that the community is ready, now that the infrastructure is in, now that we are going to, the homes are coming out of permitting and we're going to start to break ground, building material prices may have really thrown a wrench into our plan. And so then the escalatory, So the escalatory came into play. So for some people, there's been, a price increase. They knew that going into it, but the builder also did their due diligence, and they said, in fairness, we're not just going to up the price on you and then not give you a way to get out of your contract. Right. Because that's not fair. And they are a wonderful corporation with, I appreciate, again, what they did. Yeah. So what they basically said, and remember, I don't work for Represent the Builder, so if I'm saying this, I'm not trying to misspeak. But to my understanding, if the escalatory is in play, they're going to reach out to those clients and they say, your escalatory is in play, it's going to be an additional X amount of money. So it's a $25,000 price increase. You have at that point the opportunity to either say, yes, we'll still move forward, or you have the opportunity to say, I'm no longer interested, I want my earnest money deposit back, and you cancel the contract.
Perspective.
Yes.
So we have clients that had contracted almost a year ago over in Hamlin, and they but here's the thing: in that time period, the property values in that area have gone up 20%.
Exactly,
and now they're calling and saying, well, now we're increasing it's gone up 5%. So yes, it's not fantastic to hear, the house is going to cost X much more. Right. But in terms of, you still have the golden ticket. If you've got a building start, you kind of got the golden ticket, is what I'm getting at.
Right, and that was built into their process as well, with the full understanding that, hey, we're going to let you contract now when the base price is $400,000.
Yep.
Every X number of sales, as we've said before, those base prices keep going up and up and up and up and up. So perhaps by the time your home actually breaks ground, that base price is no longer $4, maybe it's $470.
Right.
And they're coming back saying, hey, it's $25,000, $30,000 price increase. It's still a win situation, unless you just can't afford that.
Right.
Like if your loan approval was so tight and so strict with your debt to income ratio that there is no more wiggle for you to go that additional amount, then that could play havoc on your home process, and that is going to happen. There's just no way it can't. And so that's, I think, what you were referencing, that even though it's sold out, could there be opportunity there? Yes, but it's going to be somebody else's opportunity that fell through.
And my woe was referencing Schofield Road.
Boy,
they're paving that, so that's going to be one of the cut-throughs.
I know, exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, to our left, you have the groundbreaking for the first pieces of Olympus.
Yes.
So this is the section, so where we're at, this is kind of called Wellness Way, is one of the things. But Olympus is the more commercial and sports training kind of stuff. So everything over to our left as we've been driving down here is kind of Olympus. This is kind of going to be considered Wellness Way. Lake Louisa State Park is there. And then on the left, you may be able to view on top of the ridge. What is it?
Ridgeview.
Thanks. It's like, jeez, Lord.
Louise. Okay, so
Ridgeview.
Ridgeview. So Ridgeview, we have been in here before, but we're going to give you another check because look at how much has progressed. You have both Hanover Family Builders as well as Pulte.
But look what you see. What's that say? That's the first sign I've seen. So Hanover
For
Family,
Lindsay, yeah.
Hanover Family was acquired or merged with Landsea Homes. That's the first sign I've seen.
I know, right?
Where they took the thing down and now it says Landsea.
Yeah, so you'll see their marketing material and their name branding, I guess, will be kind of.
But still on the signs, it still says Hanover Family.
Yeah. So, and at this point, it's still Hanover Family Builders, their floor plans and things like that.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
Again, I won't.
Same people.
I won't speak again on behalf of them as a builder or as a company, as a corporation. I'm excited about it, but the main thing is that I'm excited we still have the Hanover floor plans.
Yes, and my yeesh was not related to Hanover Family or Landsea. It was related to that guy going up over the curb. I was like,
I know, it's crazy. So anyway, beautiful community. Now, if you look over to our right, you see actual cars and completed homes. And that's because the first phase, the first wave of those home buyers that are going, hot diggity, look how much equity I've got in my house right now.
Gracious.
They built a home, and I can guarantee you the price has increased substantially. In fact, I was just talking to one of the site agents this morning, because there's 2 homes in here that I'm going to hopefully try to snag for some clients of mine. And there's another $20,000 price increase. By the way, can they see over there?
They can't, but I have video because we have so I'll give a shout out real quick.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
We should say the full name.
Well, now, I'm sorry. So shout out to the people that I just cut off for half a second because we were just going to say hi.
We should just say hi first names and
hi everyone.
Names.
Okay. Well, now it's all going to be confusing. So hi. So that's going to be a whole awkward thing where we cut names out and everything, and so we'll just say hi. Shout out to our friends who are going to be living up here soon.
Yeah.
So let's take a right up Cresta Vista.
I like it's a good name.
And because I was just here, and I'll put the drone footage up of some of the stuff I shot the other day. Because
why do we have a Sonic
because that's my mascot. It's a Sonic the Hedgehog. I found it when we moved, and I just put it in my truck, so people might have seen it reflecting in the windshield. I'll put it away.
No, it's
bothering you in my truck.
No, it was wrong.
Okay. If you look to the right, there are
orange orchards.
There are orange grove trees in front of us. There are orange grove trees. By the way, the plans are such, you can see here, that eventually they're going to put more streets back here. Now, very often, I know this because I was here the other day, and I'll show you some of that footage flying over these orange groves. And I actually walked through the orange groves because it was kind of cool. But here's what we're always saying to people, and it breaks our heart when we see the orange groves going under. However, if you look, when you pull up here, this is not an active, thriving orange grove, okay? I was trying to find video, because we're always looking for things to post on social media and all that. Now, there's some melons growing out of the ground, but if you look, you see like 1 or 2 oranges. It's not, like, these trees are not producing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they're not being maintained either. They're just.
Yeah, and we talk about, there's a real estate term we talk about with offers, highest and best offer. But there's also highest and best use is a real estate term, which means what's the best thing we can do with this land. Mm-hmm. So the best thing we can do with this land right now is not orange groves because they're not producing and haven't been producing for a while. Now, if you look in front of us, you just acres and acres and acres of orange groves. And again, I don't think those are producing. But let's talk about what producing these homes here. So this is the new phases that are some of which are being released. The shout out to Jim, whose last name I didn't mention. I did, but I bleeped it. So I was FaceTiming with him right over there. His lot we just passed. So these are being released kind of in fits and starts. Yep. Talk to me though about 40s and 50s. 40-foot, 50-foot lots.
So at the moment, they have releases for 40 and 50-foot wide home sites for you as a to-be built. And that is an absolutely unreal opportunity. And that's with Hanover, by the way, not with Orlandsea, not with Pulte, although, Pulte has their own lots and floor plans as well.
Yes.
But having spoken with them, 40s and 50s have just been released. So if you were looking to build from dirt and those floor plans look like something that's going to work for you, give me a call, because I will tell you the prices are increasing quickly. And the sooner people contract, the more they're going to reserve their price point to.
And we've got, I go that way.
Let me go left?
Sure.
Okay.
And we've got, just because these are more built.
So you kind of get a feel
they're
for.
actually living on the street.
You could feel like off the street a little bit.
Yeah. But like we've been talking forever about how do I even get a home? How do I get a home under contract? How do I build from dirt? How do I do this? So what we're saying is, in this community right now, you could contract on something.
Yes.
If it fit your plans and if it fit your budget and those sorts of things,
and if it fits your timeline, because you'd have to build from dirt, which means you're doing the whole process, which means it could be, it could be 10 months, it could be a year, could be 9 months, although I don't think.
Yeah.
But if you've got flexibility in your timeline, but you are able to purchase now, call me.
This is the time, so mail kiosk in front of us. So this is kind of the central hub, and in front of us is where the amenity center is going to be. So it's not built yet,
but it's coming.
But there's a sign there you'll see that says they've got a thing. So, cool.
Yeah.
So that's Ridgeview.
I'm going to go down the street though, just because, unless it's too blocked off with construction. Because there was a couple home sites. I was standing out here with a client once. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see the house. They didn't end up purchasing the lot, but it'll be nice to see the kind of the finished product.
Yes.
I love this too, by the way. I love the trucks that have the trees ready to plant. Although maybe I shouldn't go down the street. I think I'm going to go down the street.
Listen, we're living dangerously.
I don't think I want to.
It's up to you. But if you're gonna, I don't think I want to. As she goes. Okay. And now look. Now somehow it'll be. I want you to recognize that I sort of was like saying, "Well, don't." I was about to say, "Well, don't go if you're not comfortable." But now you're going to blame me that you came down here, aren't you?
Yes.
Marriage.
No.
That's what that's about.
I like this. I like this very much.
Yes.
I think this, another great piece of land. Mm-hmm. We've said before that Clermont's the highest elevation in Central Florida. This Ridgeview is very appropriately named. You are definitely up high at the top of a hill. Yep. You have beautiful views and landscape all around you. And with all of the excitement, like you mentioned earlier, with Olympus coming, definitely generates excitement.
This is the spot.
And it's a nice. Yes, I see you. I see you, sir.
Yes, I see you is the important thing.
Yes.
Yeah, go straight back up to where the new things are. So you can see, because now, as you see, we're going up the hill. Mm-hmm. So
by the way, I love that look. He's like kind of buffing the foundation smooth
so
and
that's,
level.
That's what I really liked when I was out here. Yeah, when I was out here with FaceTiming with Jim the other day, what I really liked was that, up on the top of this hill, I mean, you really feel like, you have a vista, is what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? Like, it's very... Yeah. You can see off in the distance kind of everywhere, and from a lot of the lots. Like, these lots back up to that ridge, and you have a view. I'm not trying to be silly. Like, you can kind of see over the thing. Now, what that's going to be right now, that's all of the orange groves, again, that are not producing, that's probably going to be more homes eventually, Wellness Way, or, some of that is Olympus. Is what that's going to be there. So, it's lovely. I mean, I really did. I walked back in there partly for video and partly to have a moment of zen. No, I didn't see anything. Can we talk about that real quick? About how I am suddenly Steve Irwin?
You are.
So we got. So for this morning, it was a spider in the shower. If you move to Florida, by the way, it's a subtropical environment. There are spiders and there are snakes.
I know,
and that kind of thing.
Not like literally. I was finishing my shower, and so you should always squeegee your shower. Yes. So I was reaching down to grab the squeegee, and this spider, and I was not a little spider; it was a big spider. It was big as my hand.
Yeah. Yes. But then tell them about Herman.
So we have our sliders that go out to our lanai, and in the corner of the lanai, we have a little cat egg hammock. You know what I'm talking about? Like the little...
that she doesn't use.
She doesn't use it, but it looks really cute. Anyway, so that was in the corner along with a little tree.
Yes.
And our dog Lucy, when I let them out a couple times yesterday, she kept going to that one spot and like just sniffing. Yep. And I was like, what? I figured it was a lizard back there, maybe a frog. I don't like frogs. Yep. But she did it a few times. So finally I was like, okay, what are you sniffing at? So I picked up the cushion to the little egg thingy, and I see this little tail go like this in the corner, and I was like, oh my
What you literally said was, Eric, I think I need you.
I didn't think. I
there's a movie, I just remember it stars Nathan Lane. It's called Mouse Hunt. And I lived the mouse hunt experience, because I could have killed the mouse a couple of times. I could have just killed it. That's not my way, and I would have made me very sad, and plus it would have grossed me out. But so I was like, I'm just trying to release you into, and so we named him Herman. Herman was smart.
Herman
was clever.
He did not want to go. He wanted the shade of the lanai.
Yes.
He did not want to go out into the
anytime
heat
we got him
sun.
into the sun, I was just going to try to chase him off to the conservation area, and he'd hit the grass and he'd turn around and come back the other way. And it's like,
I know.
Herman.
Well, my fear is that
go there and go left.
Yeah. It's like, what if he had gone into the house, because he was right there in the corner by it. And
so, by the way, so we have don't think two things. Don't think that we have a mouse infestation in our house, and don't think that there's a lot of that here. We happen to live in a place where there's conservation behind it, and so he found a nice shady spot and was up in there, and that was fine. But ultimately, it was one of those moments where we were either going to have a battle of who is stronger. I feel that I would have won that battle. I'm not sure, but I think I would have. But ultimately, Herman and I had a battle of wits. Who is smarter? And I'd like to report that I am that much smarter than a mouse. That much. I got a box, and I sort of worked it so he only had one way to go. Mm-hmm. And then I tapped him with the broom, and he ran into the box, and then I flipped the box up, and then I carried the box out to a conservation area and let him go.
Well, that was very nice of you to let him go. And then we proceeded to have a horrible thunderstorm.
Horrible. By the way,
I hope Herman's okay.
That's our daughter, by the way. I call her Baby Duck, so her sound is quack quack. Anyway, we could be done.
We can be done, but I want to cross this road first.
Okay, then can I give one more factoid?
Sure.
So you said world turned upside down.
Yes.
Way back when, before the world turned upside down, you said. So we're from Yorktown, Virginia. Mm-hmm. And so you might know that. That's been in my head now. The world turned upside down from the musical Hamilton, right? Right. Except, here's the thing that I know, because I was a kid, and I lived by the Yorktown battlefield when I was a kid. And I loved Yorktown. I would go all the time before Hamilton made it cool. But that song, World Turned Upside Down, is the song that it doesn't really say it in the musical Hamilton. You don't know why he used that phrase. But the British, when they surrendered, they marched off the field playing the song, A World Turned Upside Down, which I can play on the recorder. Because I'm a kid. I'm not going to prove it. You don't want me to. But when I was a kid, we learned recorder, and that was one of the songs we learned in class, was The World Turned Upside Down. So thanks. The end.
That was a great story, honey.
Thanks.
That was very good.
done my duty now.
All right. So we are actually going to head back to our neck of the woods.
Yep.
But we're actually going to go a different direction. You won't be able to see it because we're not going to keep the Sunday drive. But the point is, we've come out of Ridgeview before and taken a right, and then taken a right on a Schofield. Gets us back to the Winter Garden area. We can also go all the way down, go down Marsh Road, cut over to Avalon Road. But we're actually going to go down this way. We're on 27 now.
We're on 27, heading south. Yep.
So we're going to weave our way back around that way, and we'll see you on the next Sunday drive. Have a great day, everybody. Remember, stay safe, stay well. We love you. Happy house hunting.